Hello and welcome to Eating with Dagmar. I'm Dagmar. Dagmar Stancova is my name, and making food is my game. Oh, God. So, I think the last meal that I made was my consolation prize for auditioning for the role of a grandma. And I think this meal is a consolation prize for auditioning for the role of a librarian. That was my last audition. Grandma librarian. All I need now is an audition for like the Russian cleaning lady or some Slavic cleaning lady, and hey, I'm done. Actually, you know what? That would be kind of full circle because when I was 24, I remember I had a lot of those auditions and parts for Russian cleaning lady. So I guess, uh, let's see, 40 years, 40 years later, nothing has changed. I'm sure. I know it. I can feel it that my next audition is going to be for some Russian cleaning lady. Or worse yet, it could be like one of those Russian masseuse ladies. I don't know what these people are thinking. Just because I can do a Russian accent does not mean that this is all that I can do. Okay, so this is going to be a good dinner, I guess. But I'm just feeling like, usually I have simple things, but today I need something complex and complicated and with multi flavors that's just going to distract me from librarians and grandmas and cleaning ladies. Okay, so what I'm going to make, well, we'll see what I'm going to make. I have some romaine lettuce, and I always wrap it in, whoops, just fell. I always wrap it in paper towels, which keeps it literally, it stays in the refrigerator sometimes for like 6 weeks because I don't eat a lot of it. And if you wrap it, it just stays. Same thing with any berry, strawberry, raspberry. You put layers of paper towels between them and they last forever. And then you don't throw away the paper towels. You just, after you're done, you leave them out to dry and then you reuse them. Okay, so this will be, since I don't eat any bread, let me make it visible here. I don't eat any bread. I'm still wearing my librarian part, upper body, and I had my hair all pulled back, looking as Dorkeronymous as possible. And I had glasses. Then, I mean, I guess I could, yeah, I'll let you know if I get the part or not. Not that I really give a fuck anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna use, instead of bread, I'm gonna use romaine, which is fun. And also, instead of bread, look at this beautiful yellow pepper that came out of my garden, along with, I don't know if I showed you this yet, but this is my very first watermelon. Came from the little seeds in my garden. It grew one watermelon. So exciting. Can't wait to do something with it. Okay, so like a romaine lettuce or a pepper is a very fine substitute for that feeling of a sandwich or bread. So I'm going to make this very intriguing, never been made before meal. I'm going to use this as bread and this too, and I'll try to make it look real pretty on my yellow plate. So I'm going to build up this meal. Actually, I want a bigger one here. Yes, like that. So let's see. I have some smoked turkey from the Amish. It is a unvaccinated turkey. I know I've said this many times before, but I'll just keep repeating it. Everything you eat, grass-fed, organic, those animals, the chickens, the turkeys, the cows, they vaccinate the shit out of them. So I don't particularly want nanoparticles in my food, and they're everywhere. You can't avoid them. But people always say, "Oh, come on, everything is toxic. There's pesticides." Yeah, but you can make some effort. You can make some effort to not ingest the most toxic things you can get your hands on, and it's fun to create your own meals. So this is a smoked turkey, organic, grass-fed, unvaccinated, and I'm just going to lay it upon this romaine leaf. And see, when you don't eat any grains, you do have to, if you start doing that, like I have a dear friend here in Black Mountain who's slowly taking herself off grains, you got to make sure that you substitute fats, proteins, and fruits that aren't too sweet, not the too sweet fruits, so that you don't starve. Because your body's kind of got used to having to work its little booty off processing all those carbs, and your pancreas is so used to being drained and forced to constantly make what do you call it, to constantly make insulin. And so it takes, your body will go back to its natural ways without having all those grains, but you may need some support in between. And most people who eat grains are not used to consuming large amounts of fat. They are always very delicate, just like the commercials tell you, be careful, high cholesterol could kill you. So they're very humble with their uses of various healthy fats like butter, bacon fat, olive oil, coconut oil. I'm not a big fan of coconut oil, only because it absorbs too quickly, and for some people, myself included, it tends to speed me up like chocolate or makes my heart rate a little too fast. But if you're okay with it, then certainly if you're cooking, use coconut oil. So I just put some turkey on these, and then look at this beautiful, remember my making refrigerated raw pickle recipe? So I do the same thing. I did put some cucumbers in there. I cut up some cucumbers from my friend's backyard, my friend in Black Mountain. And I have some, what else is in here? Carrots and radishes. Carrots, radishes, and cucumbers, and some garlic. And so I think that'll go really nicely. Maybe I'll make a variety pack. And this is my homemade raw mustard, which there is a recipe for on my Eating with Dagmar channel. Oh, I'm learning how to say like and subscribe. Hit that button. I want to do that without losing my dignity. I don't know why it always sounds like when people say, and hit that button and subscribe. I don't know. I gotta find some way around this. Anyway, so I'm thinking that maybe on half of these I will put mustard. Or maybe I'll put mustard on all of them. Live it up. Because I need a serious oral distraction. Distraction in flavor that's going to take me to another universe. And actually, this is my first meal of the day. And what time is it? 5:20. So I guess it's basically intermittent fasting. You could call it that. That's what I'm doing. It was a busy morning and never really got to it, so why not? And it's not like I was starving or anything. My body's kind of found its balance, that it never feels like, oh my God, she's going to starve us. We need food. I think that's like an indicator how your adrenals are doing. If you're constantly starving, it means you may be a little depleted. But when you start eating more raw fats and raw proteins, this is not a raw protein, but we're not, how do you say, militant about anything here. And so this is something that I had made maybe a week ago already, but it's perfectly fine for a long time. It's basically basil from my yard with garlic and some really good Celtic sea salt, and olive oil and some pistachios. I think that's all that's in here. So this is a very, because I really need some distracting strong flavor, so I'm just going to kind of lightly spread this on my meal here, and it'll be like a surprise when I bite into it. It's my consolation prize surprise. And since I'm not going anywhere public besides taking a walk, and I will have probably some serious garlic breath after this, but my chances of running into anyone, well, not very high, unless the neighbors are out, or the bears. And if I run into the bears, they're very forgiving. They don't have a problem with my garlic breath. And as you know, I don't eat garlic, except right now I am, because it goes through the blood-brain barrier, opens up the blood-brain barrier, and makes you stupid. But right now, I feel like I could actually use a little dose of stupid, or stupefied. A little bit of like, Grandma, I feel like Grandma. It's fun being Grandma and a librarian. Woohoo! I am exaggerating for theatrical purposes. It's really not such a big tragedy, but it's just something to get used to, I guess. And more reason to make my own films and write my own scripts, which I already am doing, and make art outside of Hollywood. So here I have some raw Amish sharp cheddar, and I'm going to put some of that in there. I'm really creating a very opulent flavor potpourri here. That's the idea. Make it as intense and surprising and unpredictable. Same thing as in writing that I keep talking about. Tonal dynamics, textures, like or music. If the piece had no tonal dynamics, you'd be bored, like music, just stays the same. So it's the same thing with food. Once in a while, you need some tonal dynamics. And this is what I'm achieving today. I hope it's a success, but truly I don't see how I could possibly go wrong with this. With mustard and the pesto sauce, and then I'm going to add some of this, my amazing homemade pickles, and maybe some of the carrots too for a little bit of sweetness, tartness in there. This is it's very packed. Even though there's no bread, I'm not going to miss the bread at all. At this point, I don't even see the point of it. It's just like a filler, Bread is something for poor people in the old country. I mean, that's what a lot of this kind of grain stuff is. It's just to fill you up, and part of the filling up is the bloating. And yeah, if you want to be explosive, eat a lot of grains. And then people think that they're, you know, that it's from other things that they're exploding, and then they think they have diseases, and then they go and have all kinds of crazy tests that are completely unnecessary. So here's a piece of my, let me see how it came out. It came out perfect. So now I'm going to lay these little cucumbers upon, oh, I need a fork. Or maybe I'll take some of these carrots too and lay those in my sandwich. In my breadless sandwich, extravaganza. And sometimes, like this refrigerated pickles and any vegetable, it's just a great thing to just eat that. And I'm going to put some radishes in there too. Why not? It's just a great snack to have, you know. Okay. Well, you know, I mean, we're really not so much going for looks as we are for variety of flavor. So, at least in this case. And you could have also used like collard greens. That would have been prettier, and you can wrap it easier in collard greens. So I have mustard, I have the pesto sauce, and I have the cheese and the smoked turkey. I think that should be good. And now what I do sometimes is to close the sandwich, I put another piece of romaine on top. And there it is. Just put it on top. And I know it's kind of, I mean, no, I guess this one is not fitting. Oh, well, that's okay. This requires some skill to eat. Well, let's see how it is. Wow. Mm-hmm. It's abundant. It's definitely distracting. The yeah. I like the way it's yeah, it's definitely surprising. Some olives would have been good in that too. I like that one. And the refreshingness of the romaine with the kind of pesto sauce and the creaminess of the cheese. If I had some mayonnaise, I would have put that in there too, but I don't. So it's perfect. But let me try the one with the red pepper. I mean, with the yellow pepper. Wow. That one is really good too. It's doing what it was supposed to do. I am joyfully distracted. So this is, I would have this for breakfast or for dinner or for lunch, and whatever you got going in your refrigerator, just combine it, you know. Or you could, even without the romaine or the pepper, you could just make little, you know, you use the cheese as a base and you put stuff on top of the cheese and you make little, I think they call it finger foods. Yeah, I mean, it's a great fun way to eat, you know, and it's great for kids too. You can make them like small bite size and everybody just takes one and there you have it. So I think that's it for today, and till next time, and hopefully it won't be when I get an audition for a cleaning lady, but if I do, you'll hear about it.